Hey up, it's Steve from the Old Yorkshire Geek, and it's UFO news time again. They're getting quite regular, these, aren't they? But I've got quite a lot of news items to get through. But before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe, share the video, drop a comment, hit the notification bell. Oop, I'm burping already. And all that stuff. We're live on YouTube. Let me double check. Yes, we're live on YouTube. And we're live on my other And we're live on my other YouTube channel as well. Just double checking, making sure we are. Why am I frozen? Is it doing that stuff again? It's freezing up again, isn't it? Unbelievable. StreamYards, sort your crap out. And we're live on Rumble as well, as I hope. Let me refresh this page. Yes, we're live. Oh, we're frozen on there as well. So it's obviously a StreamYards problem. Unbelievable. Win Grace is here saying, I am a UFO. Woo! Am I still frozen? I'm still frozen, aren't I? Can you hear me? Even though I'm frozen, can you hear me? Am I unfrozen? No, I'm frozen again with a daft look on my face. But can you still hear me? Yes, you can still hear me. Right. But I'm just frozen up. Unbelievable. StreamYard, sort yourself out. Where were we? Explore the description for links for stuff like merch. Not that you can probably see, it's probably frozen. And my books. There they are. Amazon Kindle and paperback. Silent Predator, short horror novella by that genetically engineered big cats eating people in the North Yorkshire village. Mercury Rapids, light-hearted sci-fi action adventure about UFOs and stuff like that. Amazon Kindle and paperback, give them a whirl. And my other links for my social medias and all that stuff, Spotify, and my Patreon page, which is up and going again. And what else? I've become a member and get early access videos and exclusive videos and stuff like that. Ingrid says the audio is always fine when this happens, so I wonder why it's doing it then. Am I still frozen? No, I seem to be okay now. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed I'm okay. Maybe not. Who knows? StreamYards is rubbish. Costs an arm and a leg, and it's bloody rubbish. I'm tempted to go back to the free version of it. Genuinely am. Anyway. Right, so let's get on with this news, shall we? We've got some sad news to start with. Again. Lot of death. Lot of death surrounding the UFO subject lately, isn't there? But anyway, whatever. We will plod on. I've got a little fly flying about as well. I wonder if it's because I've got lots of tabs open. Do you reckon it could be that? In the other window, because I've got to look at the news tabs. Let's try something different, right? I'll try a different way of sharing. So we'll get rid of that. And I'll just share the entire screen and see if that makes a difference. I don't think it will, but we'll see what happens. See what happens. See if I still stay. See if I'm still freezing and unfreezing. I'm still frozen, aren't I? Am I? Am I still frozen? Yes, I'm still freezing in and out, aren't I? There's no point then, is there? If it's going to be doing this, I'm not going to be able to show the news items, am I? StreamYard, you're bloody hopeless. Yes, it's still freezing up, isn't it? I don't know what to do. Yeah, it's frozen up again. Right, never mind then. I'm not going to bother. Genuinely not going to bother. What is the point if StreamYards isn't behaving? I could always go and try and do it on Streamlabs, couldn't I? Trying, not you, maybe only you will freeze. Yeah, take me off. Well, remove the camera, just audio only. Right, I'm audio only now. Not that I don't know if you'll be able to tell. Oh, God. I've got bloody, buffering now. I have no idea what's going on. Don't know. Right, well, okay, right, so we'll go full screen on this and we'll see what happens. Add this to the page and see what happens. Right, hang on, let's go full... I'm just pressing the wrong thing. I'm stupid. There we go. There we go. Has that appeared? Has that appeared? Yes, it has. Right. But I'm still getting buffering. Let's refresh it. Let's refresh it. Right, okie dokie. We'll plod on like this. Maybe it's my camera. Do you think it might be my camera? I don't know. We'll see what happens anyway. Right, so first up, David Wilcock has passed away, took his own life. It seems. David Wilcock is a renowned, not just a UFO researcher, but like a paranormal researcher. I can't say I was a fan, to be completely honest, but it's still sad that he seems to have taken his own life, which is kind of come out of the blue. But anyway, here's a Newsweek article about it, written by Joe Edwards. Who was David Wilcock? Family of YouTuber issues statement after that word. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it on YouTube. Suicide. Sorry, I'm saying it. Right, the family of David Wilcock issued a statement after the paranormal writer and YouTuber took his own life in Colorado Monday. He says, and the other 4 people did too, I think, unlikely. Who knows what's going on in this wild world of ours. Anyway, but more about all that other stuff later. Wilcock's family described him as a curious and compassionate person who devoted much of his life to writing and teaching about spirituality and consciousness. They noted that he was widely known as a New York Times best-selling author and media figure who built a large community around his ideas while privately struggling with untreated depression and financial distress. The family said there was no foul play in his death and hopes it draws attention to the need for better access to mental health care. Anyway, so the context. The Boulder County Sheriff's Office said a 911 call reporting an unspecified issue was received at about 10:44 a.m. on Monday near the 1400 block of Ridge Road, northeast of the town of Nederland, and that the emergency communications specialist who answered the call believed the caller may have been experiencing a mental health crisis. Deputies arrived at approximately 11:02 a.m. and made contact with a male outside the residence who was holding a weapon. Within minutes of deputies' arrival, he used the weapon on himself. He was pronounced deceased at the scene, the sheriff's office said in a release. I bet that one fun, was it? Both for him and the officers and anybody else that saw it. It added that deputies searched the residence and surrounding property and did not find any other people. Police confirmed to Newsweek on Wednesday that the man was David Wilcock. Because it was a bit, when it first came out, it was a bit up in the air. I'm looking at the camera, don't know why, but never mind. It was a bit up in the air about, was it David Wilcock that had actually taken his life? But now we know it was. David Wilcock took his own life on April 20th, 2026 after a long struggle with depression and overwhelming financial debt. His family and chosen family hope this loss encourages more focused attention to mental health care access, a statement from Wilcock's family shared by police said. The family did not elaborate on the nature of Wilcock's financial struggles. I saw somewhere, not only were a paranormal researcher, he used to be like in some sort of research, technology or something like that. Maybe it says in this. I can't remember exactly what, I forgot. But, NASA or DARPA or something like that, which is weird. I'm probably wrong. The statement continued, he was known to the world as a New York Times best-selling author with a voluminous body of writing, including the books The Source Field Investigations, The Synchronicity Key, The Ascension Mysteries, Awakening, In the Dream, and The Reincarnation of Edgar Cayce. David was widely known as a media personality and lecturer examining issues such as UFOs, UAPs, which is the same thing, and the paranormal. But this only tells part of the story of a life that, like any other, unfolded through internal struggles, evolving beliefs, and a quest for meaning. David lived in a time shaped by the internet, and he himself shaped a segment of it. This powerful medium of communication magnifies both connection and confusion. Ideas travel quickly, expand logarithmically, and reshape thought structures. In remembering David, it is important to hold more than one truth at once, that some of his work raised concerns about misinformation, and that he was also a person who was on an eternal quest for clarity. The family added, while he was known as a charismatic and engaging teacher to fans, those who were closest to him knew the depth of his untreated mental health struggles intimately. Many who knew him from afar have speculated that there is a cover-up involving his death, but we can assure you there was no foul play. Police also released details of their response to a call from Wilcock, during which officers witnessed him shoot himself. In a post on X on Saturday, Wilcock said he might not host an episode of his show the following day, citing very intense stuff he was dealing with over the weekend. However, he went on to live stream on YouTube on Sunday, discussing issues including his health, a controversial post by President Donald Trump. Don't know what that is, but there's a link. Links, by the way, are in the description for all these articles. His channel has more than 500,000 subscribers. Oh, I missed a bit. And recent deaths or disappearances of experts linked to advanced research, which we're going to get into. His channel has more than 500,000 subscribers. Some lawmakers have reacted to Wilcock's death, with Republican Florida Representative Anna Paulina Luna writing on social media, "We are praying for his family and loved ones and the millions of lives he impacted." And there's phone numbers and links for if you know anybody who is in crisis. But it is very sad, and it's, like I say, it's the third one in a few months, really, isn't it? We've had, the granddaddy himself, Eric von Daniken, but he was knocking on a bit, wasn't he? And then we had Nick Pope and now David Wilcock, who were both young-ish. I think David Wilcock about my age, I think, maybe a little bit younger, and Nick Pope was 60, wasn't he? So it is sad. It is very, very sad. But as they said, there's no conspiracy, but there are weird things going on. So just bear with me. I've just got to hang on. We'll do this a different way. Hang on. Just bear with me. Don't know what I'm doing. Oh dear. Oh, I've pressed the wrong button again. I'm hopeless. Anyway, where were we? That one, I think. Right, there we go. There it is. Right, so next article. Hang on, we can't see that, can we? Have I got a page that I think that'll make it fit? Try that one. Nope, that one don't work either. Try that one. Nope, that one. That one will do. It'll do. From the Hindustan Times, of all places, Semantic Pen reports, did David Wilcock's biographer die 2 days before UFO experts alleged suicide? Weird twist emerges amid rumours. Weird things tend to sprout up about public figures dying pretty much immediately, don't they? Already there's stuff going around about this fella that burst into, the White House press dinner, press correspondence dinner. There's already weird stuff popping up about him, but it doesn't take long. But anyway, can you read that? Is that big enough? I'll make it a bit bigger. It's massive for me. Amid rumours about David Wilcock's suicide, filmmaker Jay Weidner, I think that's how you pronounce it, has claimed that Wilcock's biographer Winfrey died just 2 days ago. Let's make sure we're still going. I don't trust this stream one bit. Yeah, it seems okay, doesn't it? Shall I risk coming back onto the screen? Shall I risk it and see what happens? See what happens. Let's have a look. There we go. Hang on. I forgot what I'm doing. There we go. And Justin's here with a $3 super sticker. Thank you, Justin. That's amazing. And it's, I don't know what it is. It's that lemon person, isn't it? Going, or whatever. But anyway, hopefully I'm not all jerky, although I am a jerk. Or I can be, if I want to be. We'll see. If I start freezing up again, I will remove myself once more. I'm freezing up again, aren't I? I've just noticed. Unbelievable. Now then, which one was it? I forgot which one it was I were on. That one? Yeah. Fed up. Anyway, where were we? Right, so there's David Wilcock. Amid rumours about paranormal writer and streamer David Wilcock's death, author, producer and filmmaker Jay Weidner, I don't know how to pronounce it. That name rings a bell. Where have I seen it before? Where have I seen Jay Weidner before? Don't know. Has claimed that Wilcock's biographer, Winfrey, died. Is that a real name? Don't know. Died on April 18th, just 2 days before Wilcock, they've spelled that wrong, haven't they? Allegedly died by suicide. A death investigation in Boulder County, Colorado, has triggered online speculation that Wilcock may have died. Yes, he has. We've established that. Just he says, hello, sorry I'm late, was fighting and getting an animal stuck in the dumpster out. Oh, crikey, what do you mean fighting? Fighting a person, like fisticuffs? Or you mean fighting getting this animal out of the dumpster? What sort of animal? Hope it's not some cryptid. Hope it's not a chupacabra or a Sasquatch. While several social media posts suggested that Wilcock was the victim in an incident near Ridge Road, Boulder, there has been no official confirmation from authorities or his family. Except there has, because this must be from before the previous article. In a weird twist of fate, David Wilcock's biographer Winfrey died on 18th of April, 2 days before David. I knew both of them, Weidner wrote on X, and there's the X post. Let's go back to Twitter and tweets. It says a moth boy, indeed, stuck in Justin's dumpster. Hours earlier, Weidner wrote on X, I really hate to tell you this, but I've heard a pretty convincing report that David Wilcock, yes, we know that. According to Free's Facebook profile, he went to Central High School. Free's death was reported on Facebook by some other individuals too. Rob Gautier said Winfrey also passed away on the 18th. He was one of the first few authorities on channeling that I met when I first started channeling that I could actually communicate with through Facebook. We had a few Skype calls back in 2010. He was just reaching out to me a couple of weeks ago. A crazy week. Our community has lost two long-time well-known figures. I know that Win had been dealing with some illness right before. Rest in peace, Winfrey and David Wilcock. And that's that one. One post says of Free, rumour has it he was also working on anti-gravity tech. And we know there are, 10, 11 missing scientists that had access. I think it's gone up to 15 now, I think. In David Wilcock's podcast 2 days ago, he said he was grateful for being alive and acknowledged how many researchers are being killed or suicided. There's the X post. Oh, then it goes on about Dave, which we've just talked about that, haven't we? So there we go. So that's it. A weird coincidence. Winfrey also died 2 days before David Wilcock. Is there a connection there? I don't know. They wrote the book, I think, The Reincarnation of Edgar Cayce together. Because I think David Wilcock thought it was the reincarnation of Edgar Cayce, the sleeping prophet who predicted that Atlantis would be found and stuff like that, and the secret chambers under the Sphinx and all that stuff. But anyway, so there we go. That's more sadness in the world, as if it's not sad enough. But what's the next one? But we're carrying on. We're carrying on with all this palaver about people, dying, connected with research and UFOs and stuff like that. NASA, physicists, and all that stuff. So here it is, the next one. From Cyber News, Marcus Walsh reports in a minute, because Justin's telling us it was a raccoon. I was going to throw trash out and it was in there. Scared me. It was scared, so I grabbed a shovel and was ready to battle, but scared him out, bless him. I think raccoons are ace. I wish we had them in this country. But we don't. Winger says, Bluebeam, mid-2027. Who knows? Maybe before that. Maybe mid-2026. Who knows? We seem to be accelerating towards something, don't we? Justin goes on, he climbed up on the bag and got out. Never, no, they've got rabies, have they? But he ran away. Anyway, right, so this one. Plasma physicist texted, I did not kill myself, then she died. The FBI is now investigating 11 deaths. I think it's gone up since this, because this is from a couple of days ago. Right, here we go. On June 11th, 2022, Amy Eskridge, so this is like a few years ago then, but anyway, a 34-year-old scientist working on anti-gravity technology was found dead in Huntsville, Alabama from a single gunshot wound to the head. I'm sure it'll tell us this in the article. At the time, the authorities ruled her death a suicide, but a text she sent to business partner Samuel Reed a month before has increased speculation that there could be other factors at play. Dated May 13th, 2022. I didn't realise, I should read these articles beforehand, shouldn't I? I didn't realise it was 4 bloody years ago, but anyway. I thought it was this year. These bloody bottle caps are a pain. Put it here. Dated May 13th, 2022, the message reads, if you see any report that I killed myself, I most definitely did not. If you see any report that I overdosed, I most definitely did not. She also warned in the texts, if anything happens to me, suicide or an accident, it wasn't. It's suspicious, treat it as such. Significant for co-founding the Institute for Exotic Science in Huntsville, Eskridge was a plasma physicist who specialised in aerospace and military research. However, in the years before and after her death, there's a stream of evidence, such as the text message conversations, along with various interviews, which point to mental instability. Been saying a lot of that recently of the news outlets about what's been going on. The word conspiracy theory has been bandied about again, as though it's some sort of tinfoil hat wearing phrase, when it isn't. Conspiracy theories point to the fact that Eskridge could have been embroiled in something larger, perhaps even an institutional silencing. In a 2020 podcast with Jeremy Reese, she warned that going public with her research could be dangerous. If you stick your neck out in private, they will bury you, they will burn down your house while you're sleeping in your bed, and it won't even make the news. That's why the Institute exists. She's not wrong. She's not wrong. Or she wasn't. She believed her work could help force the disclosure of secret anti-gravity technology. Anti-gravity, they just mentioned that with Winfrey, didn't they? And she told friends she was on the verge of a major breakthrough before she died. Justin says, these scientists and officials disappearing and dying is crazy. I think something is up. I am suspicious too. Eskridge's friend, former British intelligence officer Frank Milburn, says she claimed to be targeted by a directed energy weapon that left burn marks and lesions on her hands. In fact, a recent video has been unearthed showing Eskridge stating her hands have been burned to hell and back. Newly uncovered video shows anti-gravity propulsion researcher Amy Eskridge in a state of panic, claiming her hands were being targeted by a directed energy weapon just 1 month before she was found dead from a gunshot wound to the head. Oh, this must be a tweet or something, because there's a link and stuff. She shared photos of the injuries and said a colleague with weapons experience identified the device as an RF K-band emitter powered by 5 car batteries inside an SUV. Congressman Eric Burleson has stated publicly that there is significant evidence Amy Eskridge was targeted by a directed energy weapon using microwave energy. I was just going to say that. I was going to say it sounds like a microwave energy weapon, doesn't it? And with Burleson being left, right and centre in UFO disclosure recently, his comments have escalated the tension even further. Other commentators have linked her case to Havana syndrome, the unexplained health incidents reported by intelligence officers suggesting a pattern of non-lethal harassment against sensitive researchers. Ooh, no way. The Madison County coroner officially ruled Eskridge's death a suicide by a self-inflicted gunshot wound, and local police closed the case without further investigation. Her family has consistently rejected conspiracy theories, describing her as a marvellously intelligent person who suffered from chronic pain. Her father, Richard Eskridge, previously a NASA scientist himself, dismissed the speculation, saying simply, "Scientists die also, just like other people." The family has urged the public not to read too much into the circumstances, insisting that the official ruling is accurate and that no foul play was involved. Eskridge's name has resurfaced because the FBI and Congress are now investigating the deaths and disappearances of at least 11 scientists since 2022, many linked to nuclear, aerospace or UFO-related research. Her chilling final text has become a rallying point for those who suspect a coordinated cover-up, and she is often listed as the 11th mysterious death. No official link has been confirmed, but the timing of the federal probe and the resurfacing of Eskridge's warnings have turned her story into a key piece of the mysterious scientist deaths phenomenon gripping the internet. And I think that's it, isn't it? So there we go. So yes, as I said, I thought this was one of the recent ones, but it's resurfaced because of these recent deaths. Wonder how much her family got. I don't know. I wouldn't speculate about that. But I don't know. Maybe they were just warned off. Toe the line, or else. But anyway. That's what I'm just checking the stream and making sure it's still going. It seems to be okay. Maybe it's my camera then. Do you think it might be my camera that's going dodgy? I've had it a while now, haven't I? I've been thinking of getting a new one. I might have to. I'll just see what happens if I just try a different camera. Anyway, moving on, because we're sticking with this. We're sticking with this news story about the articles, and we're going to Vanity Fair next. There it is, Vanity Fair. So the weird publications are looking into this. I thought Vanity Fair just did stuff like Hollywood and all that, but anyway. 11 scientists are dead or missing. It was only a matter of time before conspiracy theories hit the White House. And for some reason, there's a still from Close Encounters. Dan Adler's reporting a haphazard grouping of recent cases. I think this is going to be a fluff piece, by the way, especially with the term haphazard. Of recent cases emerged from what one paranormal investigator describes as mystery-mongering data mining. That's it. A lot of the established news outlets are using the word conspiracy theory a lot and poo-pooing, some people's ideas. Anyway, it's also made for ideal fodder for the president and our leading media personalities alike. Right, off we go. One morning this February, William Neil McCasland walked out of his home in Albuquerque for the last time, leaving his phone and prescription glasses behind. We've gone through this a lot, haven't we? Nearly 2 months into the search for the 68-year-old, his .38 caliber revolver remains unrecovered, and there is still no official account of the retired Air Force Major General's sudden disappearance. By the way, they're also talking about his prescription glasses were left behind. There is a chance that maybe he did have more than one pair. He could have still had some prescription glasses with him. I just thought I'd throw that in there. He was not wondering about blindly, maybe, but who knows? For an extraterrestrial enthusiast of a certain stripe, see, it's one of them. It's a hit piece. The mystery has landed like a modern-day Roswell. McCasland had overseen classified aerospace research at a what is the matter with me? At a laboratory that UFO law identifies as the secret site of debris from the 1947 crash. Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, or as it was in 1947, Wright Field. But anyway. After he retired in 2013, he worked as a consultant on media projects for Tom DeLonge as the Blink-182 frontman's long-time obsession with alien-related conspiracy theories was bursting into broader view. A 2016 WikiLeaks dump revealed that DeLonge had emailed Hillary Clinton campaign chairman John Podesta about McCasland. In online UFO communities, the astronautical engineer's life had long been pointing to revelations just beyond reach, and his unexplained vanishing was proof that they must be onto something. And there he is, that's a picture of him in his uniform. I'll call them medals. Wonder what he got them for. McCasland is the most high-profile of 11 scientists whose deaths or disappearances over the last 4 years have formed the basis for a conspiracy theory that has recently crossed over into mainstream visibility. There are various spins on the line of inquiry, and the specifics are hard to pin down, but it revolves around the idea that these occurrences are connected and point to some manner of government cover-up, often but not always having to do with UFOs. Other accounts deal with nuclear secrets or rocket technology. The missing scientist theory has traversed the Daily Mail and New York Post, a leading Substack newsletter. I still don't know what Substack is. It's been explained to me, but it's like some people try to explain it, and it's like all I hear is blah, 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 and then because I'm an idiot, and it just goes in one ear and out the other. Anyway. Newsletter published by MAGA Maha personality Jessica Reed Krause. What's Maha? I don't know. I know Make America Great Again. I don't know. And the airwaves of is that healthy? It's Make America Healthy Again, isn't it? It's Robert Kennedy Jr.'s thing, isn't it? And the airwaves of prominent podcasters Joe Rogan recently exemplified the typical tenor and precision of the coverage when he proposed that the disappearances could have something to do with plasma technology, whatever the F that is. I will not swear. I will not bloody swear in my streams. Oh, good heavens. Last week, what the hell's going on there? Sorry, I'm just... Last week, the conspiracy reached its apex in the White House after a Fox News correspondent asked Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt at a briefing whether anybody was investigating this to see if these things are connected. Leavitt assured him that if it were true, that's definitely something I think this government and administration would deem worth looking into. Oh, good heavens. I hope it's random, Donald Trump soon told reporters. Pretty serious stuff, hopefully. I don't know. Coincidence. Whatever you want to call it, but some of them were very important people, and we're going to look at it over the next short period. The House Oversight Committee chairman announced on Monday that the group was beginning to investigate, proposing that these deaths and disappearances may represent a grave threat to US national security and to US personnel with access to scientific secrets. And the FBI added in a statement on Tuesday that it is spearheading the effort to look for connections into the missing and deceased scientists. And Melvin's here saying, "Hey, Steve." Hello, Melvin. Welcome. I'm not on camera because I think it's either my camera or StreamYards is acting up. I don't know which. I'm blaming StreamYards. I'm not blaming my camera. At a Turning Point USA event on Friday, the president doubled down on his appeal to interested onlookers among the right and alien curious. I recently directed the Secretary of War to begin releasing government files relating to UFOs and unexplained aerial phenomena, he told the audience, because there's a link, adding, I thought save it for this crowd because you're a little bit out there. Ha ha ha! Mostly lost amid the noise that was that McCasland's wife had told a 911 dispatcher when he went missing. I have some indication that he must have planned not to be found. Oh, right. A week later, Susan McCasland Wilkerson issued a statement. I would like to take this opportunity to dispel some of the misinformation circulating about Neil and his disappearance, she wrote in March. I don't believe her for some reason. Something off about Mrs. McCasland, notably the fact that she's McCasland Wilkerson. But anyway, she's also a researcher in her own right. She's also a scientist as well, isn't she? But anyway, Did anyone else have the disclaimer on the stream? What? I don't know. Is it because of what I'm talking about? Is it come up with one of those like a community note sort of thing? Is it come up with one of those? I don't know. It's not popped up on StreamYards. Anyway. Anyway, where were we? I will carry on. I forgot where I was now. She goes on. She cites a few misconceptions, blah, 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 blah. We've done all this before, haven't we? We've talked about this at length in previous news items. Basically, she's saying it's nothing to do with UFOs, and she doesn't think he had anything to do with UFOs, basically. And he's still not being found and all that stuff. Anyway, right, so here we go. For conspiracy theory experts, the missing scientist saga similarly falls apart on any closer inspection. Told you it were a hit piece. It's one of those things where once you start looking into the details, paranormal investigator Benjamin Ratford tells me the mystery sort of vanishes. The scientists in question worked across specialities, kids. Ranging from materials processing to the development of cancer drugs, only in some cases dealing with aerospace or nuclear matters. One died of natural causes. According to the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner's Office, they can do stuff to you that brings on a heart attack, I'm telling you. And 2 faculty members at MIT and Caltech were the victims of widely covered homicides. Authorities have not yet officially disproven, for instance, some link between these 3 deaths, but any conceivable connection or sense of a coordinated series of assassinations quickly exceeds imaginative powers. Whew, cracky. Justin says they're putting us on a list. Trust no one. Yes, I'm sure I'm on a list. Hey. The 48-year-old, when he used to write for UFO Data magazine, one day I got proper paranoid. One day a helicopter appeared right above not right above our house, but near our house, and it was like a black helicopter. And I was like, are they coming to get me? Because I write for a UFO magazine, and it landed. I don't know what it was doing. I don't know what, but it landed in like a field across from my house, I think it was like the school field. I don't know what it was there for, and it didn't look like the police helicopter, but this is going back like nearly, over 15 years now, but it makes me wonder sometimes. Anyway, where were we? Justin says they have a heart attack gun. Well, they have ways to make it look as though a heart attack's happened, haven't it? They do that here all the time, looking for weed. Maybe that was that. I don't know. But anyway, like I say, it was a black helicopter. I was expecting like ropes to come out of it, people with guns coming sliding down. And I think I've got it on video somewhere. Anyway. The helicopter, not the people coming down on ropes. Anyway, the 48-year-old killer of the MIT physicist who, in a video confession, expressed vague grievances dating back to his early adulthood, also shot 11 people at Brown University, killing 2 before dying by suicide. The shooting also spawned some non-UFO conspiracies on the right, with Laura Loomer, among others, falsely claiming that the shooter was likely Muslim. But why did you mention that? Don't know. The alleged shooter of the Caltech astronomer had been arrested for trespassing on the victim's property with a rifle 2 months before the shooting, and also carjacked his own relative on the day he allegedly killed the astrophysicist, whose work had nothing to do with classified programs. As far as Men in Black style operations go, this would have been a sloppy one, and it would have required the complicity of the LA County coroner too. Well, that's not saying much, is it? Hang on. Where are we? Quest says the black helicopters made with whisper mode are back. There's one outside now, probably. Right outside my window. But anyway. Maybe so. Proponents of some variant of the conspiracy, Radford adds, are working backward. They find people who are already dead or missing and then trying to find some connection, however tenuous, he says, to the defence industry, the Pentagon, UFOs, UAP, NASA. McCaslin's flimsy link to the UFO community is, among the scientists, the most substantive connection to these subjects. A connection's a connection. It doesn't matter how flimsy it is, it's still a connection. In a comprehensive rejoinder to the theory, UFO investigator and pseudoscience debunker Mick West, pointed out that the US top-secret cleared aerospace and nuclear workforce includes about 700,000 people. Ordinary, but most of them don't get shot to death. Ordinary mortality rates over the time span of some of the purportedly linked deaths and disappearances will predict, he said, around 4,000 deaths, 70 homicides and 180 suicides in this community. 700,000 people, but how many of those are scientists? And people actually doing research. Most of that includes people like, janitors, receptionists, etc. But whatever. Ordinary mortality rates over the time span of some of the purportedly linked deaths and disappearances would predict, he said, around 4,000 deaths, 70 homicides and 180 suicides in this community. Maybe so, because it's America, isn't it? I'm sorry, but, you're mental over there. I'm sorry. As of this week, but, apart from Justin and Wingrace, obviously. As of this week, Rogan, Krauss et al. Are working with 11 cases. Justin says, maybe they did recruit me and I'm not telling. Well, I wouldn't. Even if I did, you wouldn't, I can neither confirm nor deny. That's what you got to say, isn't it? No, they didn't. They didn't. Am I a lethal agent? I'm a lethal weapon. Unbelievable. Mate, UFO, UAP is public and no one will know what we are keeping secret. Oh, yes, UAPs. How's this article go on for? Because it's getting on my nerves. Oh, it's nearly done, I think. Yeah, it's nearly done. I forgot where I was now. Where was I? There we go. People just kind of go looking for names, West tells me. And if you go looking for names, you're going to find them. Well, yeah. Yeah. If you're looking for things, you're going to find them, aren't you? If you look well enough. What West describes as death list fallacies have a rich history as a kind of conspiracy theory folk tradition. Beginning in the 1960s, the early JFK assassination conspiracy theorist Penn Jones Jr. kept a list of witnesses whom he claimed had likely been systematically and skillfully eliminated, with the number eventually exceeding 100 in his calculation. Blah, blah, blah. They're just going on about the conspiracy theories now. And the mind of the conspiracy theorist. Just debunking that. My camera's not glitching. They replaced my glitches with AI. Tell the public that UFOs are real so they can keep the giant ants and spiders secret. And praying mantises. Don't forget about the praying mantises. Justin says, ha, true, we Yanks are a bit nuts. A bit. Anyway. I apologise on behalf of America. No need to apologise, mate. We love you. So, yes, basically it's going on about, conspiracies. Like it's going about King Tut's tomb now. Instead of, talking about, the actual problem at hand. Let's carry on here. There's no singular Jones or Thompson in this instance, according to experts who have monitored the evolution, whatever, of the missing scientist list, but a few sleuths can lay claim to stoking the flames after McCaslin's disappearance. Australian News Nation investigative correspondent Ross Coulthart has described the engineer's disappearance as a grave national security crisis, and former State Department analyst Marek von Rennenkampf, cool name, has told the network that we might have passed that threshold where the list can no longer be attributed to coincidence. Republican watchdogs in Congress, including Representatives Tim Burchett, Eric Burleson and Anna Paulina Luna, have appeared on the Rogan-adjacent podcasting circuit. See, they're just, in the way that's worded, is kind of, declamatory, if you know what I mean. To air their claims about a government scheme to conceal the truth regarding unidentified aerial phenomena. He's the guy that had a lot of nuclear secrets, Burchett has said of McCasland. I've been told by several sources that he was the gatekeeper for the UFO stuff. Yes, Justin said, yes, this article is all over the place. Yes, it's doing its best, isn't it, to muddy the waters, throw you off the scent, etc. But anyway. And yes, no, a lot of people work in, the American, essentially the military-industrial complex. And so some of them are going to die in various ways. It's just weird that it just seems to be happening right now. But anyway. It helps, no doubt, that these voices have a ready audience in the Oval Office, with the Obama birther conspiracy serving as a foundational element of Trump's politics. See, they're going on about Trump now. Unbelievable. So it's a bit of TDS going on here as well. I mean, I'm no fan of Trump or any politician, but the way that the mainstream media goes at him is insane, if you ask me. What else we got? Conspiracy theory expert Mike Rothschild, no relation to the European banking families. Throw that in, haven't they? Itself the subject of so many anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. The fact that they, the Rothschilds that bankrolled, a certain German party. But anyway, submitted written testimony to the January 6th committee on the role of QAnon. Blah, blah, blah. Who gives the monkeys? Whatever. That article were a load of crap. It was. Don't bother reading it. Links in the description if you want to delete it. What a load of rubbish that was. But anyway, moving on. We're sticking with this, this story, but we're going to News Nation now. I'm forgetting what buttons to press. Here we are. News Nation. UAP witness died of overdose before meeting with Congress, report, says Michael Ramsey. More details are emerging about the death of Matthew James Sullivan, a former US Air Force intelligence officer who died in 2024, so again it's not a new one, shortly before he was expected to talk with federal lawmakers about unidentified anomalous phenomena. Sullivan, 39, died at his Falls Church, Virginia home of an accidental drug overdose. Oh, you can't see me, I'm not on camera, I'm doing quotes. Accidental drug overdose from multiple medications, the New York Post reported Saturday, citing records from the state's Northern District Office of the Chief Medical Examiner. Among the substances reportedly found in Sullivan's system were Xanax, an anti-anxiety medication, cyclobenzaprine, a muscle relaxant, and alcohol. At the time of his death, on May 12, 2024, Sullivan had been scheduled to be interviewed by lawmakers in the coming weeks. Representative Eric Burleson, a Missouri Republican who serves on the House Oversight Committee's task force on the declassification of federal secrets, told Fox News earlier this month. Burleson said his office contacted the FBI because of the timing of Sullivan's death. Marek von Rennenkampf, great name, a former national security analyst, said Sullivan's death raises concerns. He noted that Sullivan had provided information to David Grush, a former intelligence officer who has alleged the existence of a secret government program to retrieve and study unidentified aerial objects. And there's a picture of him. To my understanding, Sullivan was a very, very close friend of David Grush's and one of those key witnesses that Grush based his Inspector General complaint on, which was deemed credible and urgent and that triggered notifications to Congress, von Rennenkampf told Elizabeth Vargas Reports on Friday. I wouldn't be surprised if these programs exist, that Sullivan was one of the key, potentially first-hand witnesses, he added. Questions surrounding Sullivan's death have resurfaced amid online speculation about whether adversarial nations or other actors may be targeting US researchers connecting to aerospace and defence work. I wonder why they say actors. Why do they say agents? Other persons. Why say actors? Anyway, in recent years, because it's a game to them, that's what it is. And the world is a stage. In recent years, several individuals with ties to those sectors have died or gone missing, prompting the FBI to review some cases with assistance from other agencies. Sullivan is not among those cases, but von Rennenkampf and others have said the circumstances of his death merit further review. There you go. So there's another one, although not a recent one, but another name that has resurfaced because of the recent deaths. Anyway, but I think I was still sticking with it. Is the next one all about? Yes, I was still sticking with it. This one also, oh, for God's sake, sorry, ads are popping up. This one also may be a hit piece because it's from The Guardian in the UK, but I'll just make sure this stream is still working. Is it? Yes, it seems to be. It seems to be. Where are we? There we go. Got to keep hitting the live button. Make sure we're still going. Right, so, I share this one. Here we go. The next one, The Guardian. Conspiracy theory over UFOs and missing scientists spreads from Webb to White House. Claim of nefarious plot draws attention of lawmakers and president, but are disappearances and deaths really linked? And then there's a picture of Los Alamos National Lab, LANL. Edward Helmore reports yesterday. Right, are the disappearances or deaths of at least 11 US scientists, each allegedly connected in some way to space, defence and nuclear research, all linked in a nefarious plot, one that involves the Chinese or other state enemies, or possibly linked back to UFOs? I bet this is going to be that Vanity Fair article, isn't it? But the British version. A conspiracy theory positing exactly that has roared through sections of the US population in recent weeks, spreading rapidly from the internet into right-wing media and hence into the mainstream press, and prompting an inquiry from Congress and questions from Donald Trump. Could such an outlandish theory even have even an inkling of truth? Or are lawmakers, the FBI, the White House, countless substackers and podcasters, still don't know what Substack is, along with US media outlets, just pandering to the latest clickbait conspiracy theory in an age rife with them? I mean, not real. I mean, you don't you don't really hear much about conspiracy theories these days. I mean, back in the 9/11 days, they were all over the place, weren't they? And rightfully so, in my opinion. Don't get me started on 9/11. But they kind of, tailed off, and you don't really hear much about conspiracy theories these days, do you? To be completely honest. So I'm surprised. This is just the mainstream media deflecting. That's what it is. She says, it is just very strange. They want to release info, then a general disappears, then 10 others. It just looks bad. Yes, it's because it's all these things have all happened at the same time, innit? They all seem connected. But according to the mainstream media, there's no connection. It's all just coincidence. No such thing as coincidences. So they say. Conspiracies are no longer after the E-files. Well, exactly. Who's talking about those now? Not many people, are there? Although some people are saying he's not dead, aren't they? Because there's a fella in Florida apparently that looks just like him. I don't know. I just saw the headline. I didn't read the story. Anyway, where were we? Like all good conspiracy theories, the mysterious case of the sudden flood of missing or dead US scientists is difficult to sift through, and answers to its puzzle likely lie not in the conspiracy theory itself, but what it represents in an era of AI slop, blame it on AI now, and social media disinformation. I mean, there was a time a while ago, wasn't there? I can't remember when it was now, where there were a lot of British scientists died, didn't there? I can't remember why. Well, I can't remember if they were nuclear scientists or something to do with GCHQ or something. I can't remember, but there were a spate of those, weren't there? And I don't think we ever found out what happened with those, did we? Wingrid says the guy in Florida is making bank by selling merch. Is he all right? What is it? I am I am he t-shirts. Or I am not he. People are talking, but media and government are not. They're not, well, they're deflecting now. They're talking, but they're not saying anything true, in my opinion. Especially when each morsel of conspiratorial connection creates more appetite for another and can never be satiated. See, because they're basically just saying, conspiracy theorists are never satisfied. That's what they're saying. But there are a few known elements. On 27th of February, the retired US Air Force Major General William Neil McCasland, 68, walked out of his house. We know this, we've done this, we've talked about this, and we don't know what's happened to him. And he took a gun with him, apparently, and he's not been seen since. And it's weird. It's weird that they've not found him. But anyway. What else? Woods added, Lieutenant Kyle Woods of the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office told reporters nothing had been ruled out about General McCasland, which is why we're investigating every possible link that we can. He added, I appreciate that there's a community that wants to go down the rabbit hole of UFOs. I don't have a way with which to pursue that, and so those theories have to be set aside unless we were to find something that would have indicated that, so we can only go off the facts. That's how you should talk. That were a good statement, in my opinion. He took it on board, but says, there's no evidence of that. But, if evidence does come on, I'm happy to investigate it. Anyway, where were we? Wingrace says, because about 98% would have to go. Yes, they would. The governments and media. That is wild. He really is making money. That's kind of messed up. About that fella in Florida. I've not read the articles, so I don't know. I just saw the picture and the headline. And he does look like him. Anyway. But facts were scarce. Into that void soon poured other accounts of missing or dead scientists, often with real or imagined links to national security or space work. Not imagined at all. Reports eventually surfaced of at least 10 missing or dead scientists. They included Michael David Hicks, a scientist who worked at the NASA Jet Propulsion Lab. They should all be capitals, but never mind. From 1998 to 2022 and studied near-Earth asteroids and comets. He died from unknown causes at the age of 59 in 2023. Another scientist, Monica Razor, disappeared in June last year. She served as a director of the NASA Labs Materials Processing Group. She'd invented something amazing, apparently, and just vanished. It says here, she had set out on a hike in the Angeles National Forest with a companion. A police report said that Razor 60 was about 30 feet behind her friend when she disappeared. Her body was never found, which is weird. Others added to the list include astrophysicist Carl Grillmeier, shot dead on his porch, MIT physicist Nuno Loureiro, killed by a former classmate, and Jason Thomas, a chemical biologist at drug maker Novartis, who disappeared in December. His remains were discovered in Massachusetts in March. Another name is Amy Eskridge, which we talked about at the beginning, or near the beginning. A researcher who claimed to be working on gravity modification research, and this is 2022. But last week, Frank Milburn, who claims to be a former British intelligence officer, told News Nation that Eskridge told him not to believe any reports that she had died by suicide if she turned up dead. We talked about that. The accounts were published breathlessly online, in social media, but also by right-wing press accounts. Trump himself was asked about the story and promised to look into it. Soon, Republican lawmakers joined the debate, demanding in a letter that the FBI, the Department of Energy, NASA and other agencies investigate a possible sinister connection in the disappearances. These reports allege that at least 10 individuals who had a connection to US nuclear secrets or rocket technology have died or mysteriously vanished in recent years. Blah, 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 blah. We know all this stuff. We've just talked about this. And then they're talking about David Wilcock. Oh, he's 53. I thought we were older than that. That was my age. And then we had Nick Pope and Eric von Daniken as well. So what they're going to say. Right. The latest uptick in alien nuclear mystery fears, says Greg Egigian. Is that how I pronounce it? Egigian. Got some great names tonight, haven't we? Professor of History and Bioethics. What the heck does that mean? At Penn State, an author after the flying saucers came is different from the New Jersey drone scare of late 2024. It's one of those things that get folded into other kinds of concerns and conspiracies that are out there about science and medicine that have been circulating around since COVID. Gideon said. That name rings a bell. We might have come across it before. That fold neatly into the decades-old notion that UFOs are spotted around nuclear facilities and that some of these facilities may be masking UFO-related projects. All of it seems to be a convergence, he adds, so when people want to connect these dots, it falls readily into a sweet spot for UFO law because you have all the elements, all the elements that have always been there. The elephant in the room, that's probably where I was thinking. The military state, secrets, nuclear facilities and technologies, and fear of figures that are missing. What is it? Are they being abducted? What do you throw that in for? Got nothing to do with that. Assassinated because they know too much. The seeds of this were planted decades ago. Yeah, and then it just goes on, doesn't it? Talking about Joe Rogan and stuff like that. And then Neil McCaslin's wife, who, as I said, I'm slightly suspicious about. But anyway. And then it just goes on to that. And that's basically it. So, yes, it's just another distraction piece. Telling everybody to calm down. Telling the little people to calm down. Justin Sloan about that fella. Palm Beach Pete. Pardon me. Anti-gravity elephants, yes. These not invisible elephants like in that X-Files episode. Anyway, what's happening next? Next up, we're sticking with this, I think, maybe. No, we're not. We're on about Trump. Next up, from Sky News. So it must be must be true, for God's sake. Very interesting documents related to UFOs will be released soon, says Trump. Some US politicians have been pushing for a disclosure of government files related to unidentified aerial phenomena or UAPs, blah, 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 blah. Obviously, we've done this one. This is an old one, isn't it? What is that? That's 18th of April, bloody hell. Why would it high up near the top on me, my date ordered news feed? Anyway. Okay, well, I'll just read it. Donald Trump has promised some very interesting documents related to UFOs to be released by the US Defense Department very, very soon. Speaking in Phoenix, the US President reminded the crowd how in February he had instructed his Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth to begin... Is it Pete Hegseth? Oh, no, I'm thinking of somebody else. To begin releasing files related to alien and extraterrestrial life. At a Turning Point USA... I would... Sorry, I'm laughing. You can't see me, bro. For some reason, Pistol Pete popped into my head, but that was Pete Sampras, wasn't it? That tennis player. Anyway. At a Turning Point USA event on Friday, Mr. Trump said, "This process is well underway and we found many very interesting documents, I must say. The first releases will begin very, very soon. Some US politicians have been pushing for a disclosure of government files related to unidentified aerial phenomena or UAPs after ex-President Barack Obama said in February the odds were good. There's life out there." Apparently they found a planet, haven't they? 40 light years away? I think it is, or it might be. I can't remember. But anyway, there's got a planet out there that's got a 500-kilometre thick water ocean on it, haven't they? But anyway. Mr. Trump has not said he believes the phenomena are of alien origin. The Pentagon did not immediately respond to a request for comment on the timeline for a release of documents or what the release may contain, Sky's US partner NBC News reported. Republican Representative, I can't even speak, what's the matter with me? Tim Burchett shared a clip online of Mr. Trump's latest remarks alongside the caption, "Thank you for keeping your word to me." But critics have suggested the president could be using the discussions around UFOs to distract from the controversy surrounding the Epstein files. He's everywhere, isn't he? God, I thought this was going to be a short article. Back in February, Republican Representative Thomas Massey branded the move to release UFO documents the ultimate weapon of mass distraction. The Epstein files aren't going away, even for aliens, he added. UFOs are mentioned in the Epstein files. We covered that, didn't we, a few weeks ago, which surprised me, weirdly. The president, whose name appears in the files, along with many other people, has denied any wrongdoing in connection with Jeffrey Epstein's crimes. The Pentagon said in November 2024 it received hundreds of reports on UAPs following a 2024 hearing, including 21 that were worthy of further analysis due to anomalous characteristics and/or behaviours. However, officials said they did not find evidence to substantiate life from another planet in any of the reports received. Also, a Pentagon report from March 2024 found there was no credible evidence US authorities covered up findings of UFOs or UAPs. Yeah, of course they did. That revealed extraterrestrial life, writing that most sightings... Let's just highlight most sightings were the result of misidentification of ordinary objects and phenomena. There you go, most, but not all. Getting kind of annoying, isn't it? But anyway. Right, so we'll move on. Sticking with this, disclosure thing that's going on. Heading to the New York Post now. What they're going to say. Richard Paulina. I don't know. Tennessee Representative Tim Burchett says he's seen UFO pictures and videos that defy logic. That's showing footage of that dinner. We'll pause that. Pistol Pete was a basketball player in the 70s. So it must be a common nickname, because it was Pete Sampras, wasn't it? They called him Pistol Pete. TOYG is a secret American. I'm a secret American. It's like I'm doing the Hulk Hogan thing. You can't see me. I can't see me. I mean, my camera's not big enough. Anywho... right, so where were we? Congressman Tim Burchett says seeing pictures and videos of things that defy any reason convinced him that aliens exist, and demanded the government come clean to the American people about its knowledge of extraterrestrials. Burchett, Republican, Tennessee, I presume that's what that stands for, appeared on News Nation's Elizabeth Vargas reports on Tuesday, days after President Trump said the Pentagon would release documents on unidentified aerial phenomena very, very soon. These people are seeing something out there, he said of the recent uptick in UFO... Was that word used in the previous article? Could be. In UFO sightings across the US, and there he is. What does that mean? Marsha? Is that what that says? Marsha? Who's Marsha? I've seen pictures and videos of things that defy any reason that we have, and everybody says, well, it's our stuff, it's the Russians, it's the Chinese. However, Burchett, a member of the House Task Force on the Declassification of Federal Secrets, dismissed the idea that what's being spotted is man-made technology. If it's the Chinese, ma'am, they would own us. If it was the Russians, they wouldn't be bogged down in Ukraine, Burchett said. Exactly. He further pointed out that if it were human tech, saying that though, people are always saying that, the US has amazing technology, anti-gravity technology, and they've got ships out there patrolling the solar system, but yet we're still sending people up, like Artemis, on big rockets and stuff that we probably don't need anymore. But if the stories are true about the other technology that's available. Anyway, he further pointed out that if it were human tech, specifically from the US, the government would never risk using its own people to operate the crafts. If it was ours, we would never risk our military fighting men and women in $500 million aircraft out with these things that they're spotting, he told Vargas. Oh, right, I think he's on about having fighter pilots, approach these anomalous objects. That's what he's on about now. These things can hover for hours on end. Then they can just shoot straight up. They can do angles. And there's a picture. It's a video. And it's a picture of a video. Or is it a video? No, it's just a picture of a video. Birchett also recalled a chilling conversation with a Navy admiral who described a craft detected underwater on sonar that was travelling over 200 miles an hour and was almost as big as a football field. We don't have anything of that capability or that size, Birchett said. Not even Sequest DSV. Ooh. Birchett said he wants the government to reveal to the people what they know. They can't, though. They won't do it because they can't reveal what they know. Because then they'd have to admit they've had people murdered because of it. And they won't do that, will they? But anyway. I just think our government and their arrogance, it's power, it's about control, and it's arrogance. Use that word twice. It's everything that runs Washington, D.C. And there's one of the Paul Villa photos, I think. And I always think that, the Paul Villa photos are too good to be true, but I do kind of think I want them to be true. A bit like the Billy Meyer ones. But even Bob Lazar thinks that the early Billy Meyer photos are real because it looks just like the sport model, the UFO he takes a photo of. But anyway, that's by the by. Birchett's comments come after Trump spoke at a Turning Point USA rally in Phoenix, Arizona on April 17th, saying the first releases from a Pentagon study on UFOs were coming down the pipeline. We found many very interesting documents, I must say, and the first releases will begin very, very soon, so you can go out and see if that phenomenon is correct. In February, Trump vowed to release government files on extraterrestrial life. And they go about Obama again, blah, blah, blah. Interest in UAPs has grown considerably in recent years, prompting Congress to pass the Unidentified Anomalous Phenomena Disclosure Act and the Department of Defense to establish the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office in 2023 to sweep these things under the carpet. Investigate the incidents more thoroughly or sweep them under the carpet. So there we go. So there we go. That's another little thing to add to the pile. Right, so we're on about musicians now, it seems. They're talking about UFOs as well. So we'll have a look at this article. There we go. Blink 182's Tom DeLonge leads way. I still couldn't name you a song by Blink 182, I don't think. Leads wave of artists opening up about UFO encounters. And there's pictures of people. I have no idea who any of them are. Ned Tepper reports, aliens aren't just conspiracy forum fuel anymore. They're creeping into the conversations of some of music's biggest names. And Blink 182's Tom DeLonge is still right at the centre of it. Can you read that? I meant that big. Massive writing there and then teeny tiny writing there. That's bad website design. Anyway. A fun new roundup from Billboard highlights just how deep that rabbit hole goes, pulling together years of artists openly discussing UFO sightings, extraterrestrial theories, and moments that sit somewhere between curiosity and full-blown belief. Tom DeLonge from pop punk to UFO advocate. For anyone who's followed DeLonge beyond Blink 182, no, that's not me. Not even when he was in Blink 182. This isn't new territory. He's been talking about alien life since the late 90s, even baking it straight into Aliens Exist, an absolute favourite for me. I'm staring quizzically into my not working camera. What started as a lyrical curiosity turned into decades of research. I'm guessing is that a video? Is that the song that's in there? I don't know, but anyway. Turned into decades of research, public statements, and involvement with To the Stars Academy. When the US Navy officially released UFO footage in 2020, it only added fuel to everything DeLonge had been saying for years. What's changed is the company he's keeping. According to Billboard, artists across genres have started sharing their own encounters or beliefs. Demi Lovato, is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. Is that her that John Travolta got her name all wrong? Well, that's somebody else. at the Oscars or something. Anyway, Demi Lovato has spoken about witnessing the most incredibly profound sightings both in the sky as well as feet away from me. And there's a video. Is this a UFO? It's a dot. It could be anything. Could be, weather balloon.
Another day, another UFO sighting. Sort of.
Don't know. If it shoots off at
Wow,
high
what the
speed,
fuck?
there's a couple of them. Look. There's a
They're
couple of them.
coming.
I don't know. But anyway, so that's Demi Lovato. Look. Was that a different person? No, that was somebody else with a weird name. Keisha, is that how you pronounce it? Keisha, what? I don't know. I said, I don't know what all the kids are listening to these days. Recalled seeing little balls of fire in the sky while completely sober. In Joshua, that's had to have that. While completely sober in Joshua Tree. Machine Gun Kelly claimed in a January 2021 interview for Late Late Show with James Corden that I'm grimacing. I bloody hate James Corden. Homie, I saw life on this planet that was from another planet 2 nights ago over a lake in Thousand Oaks. Ooh, Thousand Oaks. It's a good UFO story about Thousand Oaks. Which I wrote a screenplay about, and the person that it was based on didn't like it, so I had to change stuff. A red orb came out of nowhere, went and disappeared again. And Miley Cyrus described locking eyes with something inside a flying object, admitting the moment shook her more than anything else. I was driving through San Bernardino with my friend, and I got chased down by some sort of UFO. Kids, she was famous like 20 years ago, was she? I don't know. That's it, I'm very old. 20 years might seem like a long time to you, Win Grace. You kids. But, it's an instant when you get to my age. An instant in time. Anyway, it should be noted she also added, whoever it was, Miley Cyrus, I'm pretty sure about what I saw, but I'd also bought weed wax from a guy, I have no idea what that is, in a van in front of a taco shop. So it could have been the weed wax. What the hell's weed wax? I'm an innocent. I'm very old, but I'm an innocent. But the best way to describe it is a flying snow plough. It had this big plough in the front of it. Was it Homer? Or it Mr. Plough? And was glowing yellow. See, I told you it was Homer. I did see it flying, and my friend saw it too. I think we're going to see a video. The video, UFO video thing at the end does have a yellow snow plough shaped UFO. It's in the thumbnail. There's a picture of it in the thumbnail. It looks like a slice of pizza. Anyway, and it was glowing yellow. My friend saw it too. There were a couple of other cars on the road, and they also stopped to look, so I think what I saw was real. Justin says, haha, weed wax. I have no idea what it means. Even artists who aren't fully sold are at least open to the idea. Post Malone, Nick Jonas, and Alicia Keys. Oh, I've heard of her. I've heard of Post Malone again as well, but I think whoever Post Malone is, I think we're at a wrestling thing once, and they were pointed out. And Alicia Keys have all shared experiences or beliefs that lean towards something being there. Being out there, sorry. The truth is out there. Casey Musgraves, I think we did this last time, is one of the latest to speak up, describing a recent flight, yes, it was, where she watched unexplained orbs move in ways that just didn't look normal. There's still no hard answers, but the shift is hard to ignore. What used to sit on the fringes now lives in interviews, podcasts, and casual conversation between artists with massive platforms, whether it's belief, curiosity, or just trying to make sense of something strange. The conversation isn't going away. I remember Robbie Williams were into UFOs, wasn't he, a while ago. Back when I was writing for UFO Data magazine, he were into UFOs then. Were Robbie Williams, because he'd seen some, and that him from the Happy Mondays, I forgot his name, Sean Thingamabob. He's into UFOs as well, isn't he? And if DeLong's been right all along, it might only be getting started. Follow me for more on music, says Ned from, I don't know, Ned from Blunt. Oh, I'm from Blunt. So there we go. Pop stars. Popular music people are seeing UFOs and talking about it openly. Hang on. Weed wax is a very strong Mary Jane. Can make you see things. Oh, there you go. And me. Anyway, moving on. What's the next article? If it comes on. Oh, can't. Oh, right. Okay, this is actually. So this is basically a description of a news. What they call it? An episode from BBC Radio, essentially, from the World Service. So we can't really listen to it. So this is essentially a link to that. But it's about UFOs. It's on BBC Sounds, and it's like so. It's how long does it go on for? I don't know. Does it say? Like half an hour, 26 minutes. So we can't listen to that. But it's what are UFO hunters really searching for? I've not listened to it, but I just thought I'd plug it because it's got the word UFO in it. Donald Trump has promised to release government files on UFOs and unidentified aerial phenomena, telling a crowd at Turning Point USA this month that we found many very interesting documents. Meanwhile, Vice President J.D. Vance has said he is obsessed with the search for aliens, which he believes are demons rather than innocuous little green men. Their comments follow a slew of congressional hearings about the subject in recent years, as well as pronouncements from other political figures such as Barack Obama. Why has the search for extraterrestrial life, a fascination that began in the 1940s in the US, become mainstream again? What deeper meaning are people seeking when they look to the skies? Daniel Lavelle, an award-winning British journalist, set out on a road trip across the states to answer these questions for his forthcoming book. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Where are you?
There's always a book.
Chasing Aliens Conspiracy in the UFO Heartlands, and he joins Tristan on today's episode. So there we go. So that's just a link for that. But I'll play a little bit, and I won't play it from the beginning because I imagine there'll be music and stuff, intros. So I'll spin it on a bit, and we'll see what they're saying.
I think in my childhood I was completely Star Wars crazy. I would have like daydreams about being Han Solo, the Mancunian version.
I'd have daydreams, kid. Bloody Manx. I would be Han Solo, don't you know? Anyway, so there we go. So you can follow that link. If you want to listen to that, you can follow that link. Let's move on to the next one. Right, this next one. This is from Yahoo News, but it's like an archive of an article from, I think, is it Flying, the website Flying? From Jason Judy. What are you afraid of? UFOs. So I think this is a report from a chap. Maybe Jason Judy, I don't know. But anyway, I imagine so. Back in 1999, it says, when I was working as an air traffic controller at Fort Worth Centre, one of my co-workers ended up on Coast to Coast AM with Art Bell. Cool. He had submitted audio of unusual aerial activity over the Dallas-Fort Worth area, something people now refer to as UAPs, unidentified anomalous/aerial phenomena. I remember listening to the show and laughing as Bell treated the recording as if it were a leak from a secret government source. He even said they were using a fake name to protect the controller's identity until my co-worker interrupted and told him, that's actually my real name. Oh dear. Being an air traffic controller was a fascinating job. Most of us held secret clearances, but even then, I only encountered classified information twice in 26 years. Once after 9/11, while helping coordinate combat air patrols after the attacks, and once in connection with a specific UAP event I can't discuss. So there you go. Saying he's laughing about it, but then he's, about UFOs, and he can't talk about it. But anyway, a year earlier, in 1998, I was flying from Texas to Arkansas. I still don't understand your pronunciation of that, but anyway, with my flight instructor, a lifelong friend, to take my instrument check ride. We finished late and headed home after dark. Somewhere along the route, 5 bright lights appeared between our 12 and 1:30 o'clock positions, maybe a mile away at our altitude. I radioed the controller to ask about nearby traffic. He said the closest aircraft was a 727 40 miles ahead. So I'm getting Close Encounters vibes, you know, that bit at the beginning. Aries 31 has traffic 2 o'clock, slightly above and descending. All that stuff. Greatest film ever made apart from King Kong. For a second, I thought they might be military helicopters. Hang on, I've missed a bit, haven't I? I told him we had 5 aircraft right in front of us, evenly spaced. For a second, I thought they might be military helicopters. Then my instructor and I looked back, and they were gone. They didn't blink out, like lights switching off, as if they turned or sped away at an incredible rate. Years later, when I saw a video of the Phoenix Lights, I couldn't shake the feeling that what we saw that night looked eerily similar. 5 years later, I told that story over lunch with some old high school friends. My instructor was there, sitting right beside me. I finished the story and turned to him for confirmation. He hesitated and said, "I don't know what you're talking about." Oh, shaking him. Image of a UAP captured by a US Navy pilot in the cockpit of a jet fighter. Sorry, of a fighter jet. There you go. Not a great picture, is it? But anyway. I couldn't believe it. I started to wonder if I'd imagined the whole thing. Then decades later, he called me out of nowhere and said, "Do you remember those lights we saw over Arkansas?" When I reminded him how he'd denied it before, he laughed softly. What, like Muttley? I just didn't want to talk about it back then, he said. What struck me through the years wasn't the classified work, it was how little we weren't told. The FAA never ordered us to stay silent about unusual radar returns, UFO or UAP reports and activities. More than a few controllers shared recordings or data with reporters. Oh, that we're done then. One thing I can say with certainty is that controllers hate unknowns in their airspace. It goes against the heart of what we do. If I know about it, I can control it, or at least steer the aircraft I'm responsible for around it. Let's just check and make sure we're still going. Of course, I know I'm not trusting this Streamlabs tonight. Yeah, I think we're all right. I think we're okay. Yeah, right, where were we? I often watched with incredulity as controllers complained about these unknown aircraft or whatever, not with awe and wonder, but with frustration and anger about the possible safety hazard they present, which is fair enough. Most people remember, because I think if an aircraft doesn't have like a transponder on board, the radar will pick it up, but they don't get a lot of information. They just know it's there. Somewhere out there, they don't get like super accurate information unless it's got like a proper transponder on. But anyway, apparently. Most people remember early February 2023 when a Chinese surveillance balloon crossed the continental US before being shot down off the coast of South Carolina. We had raw radar and tracked it carefully, but one afternoon over Montana it behaved unlike any balloon I have ever seen. It was drifting southeast at about 45 knots. Then suddenly it reversed course and accelerated sharply to the northeast. Within seconds, the radar showed it moving over 700 knots before disappearing entirely. I think it's not on about the same thing, because I don't think the Chinese balloon moved at 700 knots. But anyway, my best guess, the computers dropped the target because they weren't programmed to follow anything faster than an SR-71. Since the balloon was being tracked with... It keeps calling it a balloon. Obviously, it wasn't a balloon, was it? Since the balloon was being tracked with raw radar, and did not have a transponder, when the radar updated, the primary radar target on the next update was too fast for the last one to be the same object, so it stopped tracking it. But he still said it went off at 700 miles an hour, which is unlikely for a balloon, isn't it? Anyway, but I'm not the expert. For years, pilots avoided sharing strange stories for fear of losing their medical certificates or being labelled unstable, delusional or psychotic if they reported a UFO sighting. But that's changing. There's the famous... I think this is just a plane, though. I'm sure this is because it's got the lights on it if you watch the video of it. But it still looks cool. Oh, there we go. An unmanned aerial system is observed during naval exercises. There you go. Initially classed as unidentified, but then I think it's like a drone in it. Or UAP. Now working as a professional pilot, I spend hours in lounges across the country trading stories. When the conversation lags, I love to ask about UAP or other strange things that they have seen or experienced while flying. At first, people are cautious, but once I mention that I retired from the FAA as an air traffic supervisor and that I took UAP reports almost weekly, they open up and the stories start rolling. The more people talk, the more the stigma fades, replaced by genuine curiosity and professional concern. I'm not sure exactly what it was about changing the name of these events from UFO to UAP, but it seems that that has made it more acceptable to talk about these experiences. I'm going to get rid of some of these tabs, by the way. Where are we up to? See if I can get my camera back on for the last bit of the episode. Right. I'm going to risk my camera again. Here we go. There I am. Whoops, I pressed the wrong button again. There we go. Hopefully I won't be freezing. I'm a freezing again. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. At least the other things there. I'm still freezing up. I think I'm still freezing up, aren't I? For Christ's sake. Yes, I am. Unbelievable. Never mind then. Never mind. Tell you. I forgot where I was now. So kudos, I think that's where I'm into. No, the more people talk, the more the stigma fades. Have I read this? I'll read it again. Maybe I've read it, I don't know. The more people talk, the more the stigma fades, replaced by genuine curiosity and professional concern. I'm not sure exactly what it was about changing the name of these events from UFO to UAP. Just because the UFO had so many negative connotations for them. I'm doing quotes. But anyway, it seems that has made it more acceptable to talk about these experiences. So kudos to whomever relabeled them and removed the stigma about bringing up these events. Ever since the Navy released videos of UAPs tracked by their aircraft cameras, it feels like something has shifted. It seems suddenly okay to report objects that are unexplainable given our current understanding of science and our universe. Some of these encounters are surely experimental technology, many from our own military, but others, like the Cuban sphere objects reported by Navy pilots off the East Coast, don't fit any known category. I have no idea what they're talking about. The Cuban sphere, I don't know that one. I'm going to have to look that up. These translucent spheres, each with a faint cube suspended inside, reportedly flew in tight formation, with Navy fighters even splitting squadrons mid-flight. Encounters like that are hard to shrug off. That's the first I've heard of that, I think. Anyway. I believe, says Jason Judy, I think his name is, I believe pilots and controllers are in a unique position to help us understand what's happening above us. For much of my career, it felt taboo to talk about these things. Now it feels important. Are we alone in the universe? I doubt it. The idea that life exists only here feels far too small for such a vast and creative cosmos. Whether what we're seeing is human technology or something entirely different, the truth matters, not just for science, but for who we are as a species. As humanity prepares to return to the moon through NASA's Artemis program, I think about the last time we stood there. It was December 1972, during Apollo 17, when Gene Cernan became the last human to walk on the lunar surface. It's been more than 50 years since we left. The same curiosity that once carried us that far is the same curiosity that keeps our eyes turned skyward even now. We're finally going back to the moon at half a century after Cernan brushed lunar dust from his boots for the last time. As we take those steps outward again, I hope we also find the courage to look inward, to face the mysteries that drift above our heads and linger in our memories, because the search for truth out there or here at home has always been what makes us human. That was the best article of the night, by a long way. View comments, 1. Who's commented? Is it showing us? It doesn't. It's not. Oh, hang on. There we go. Where's the comment? There we go. DFW gets more traffic because of. Dallas Fort Worth gets more traffic because of Carswell Air Force Base being so close. Okay, whatever. But yes, that was a good article. I enjoyed that one. So good for Jason Judy. Yes, I got that right. Jason Judy. A good one, that. Right. Next up. Here we go. If it comes on, just bear with me. There it is. Right. We've got a video here. Unexpected and unnatural light linked to Chinese rocket, not a UFO. And there's a video which is kind of spooky. If you watch it, it is, they said it's a rocket. It's not a UFO. But I bet if you saw it, you'd think that's weird. If it could, there it is, look. But there you go. Cool. It's basically a jellyfish. That's what they call them. It's jellyfish. Is it just going to repeat it? Oh, we're not going to see it there. Just repeating it. There we go. Right, residents of Otago, I'm probably mispronouncing that, were left in awe. I don't know where Otago is, by the way. Where am I reading this from? New Zealand. Right, New Zealand. One News. Oh, it says there in the. You can't see it in the IR, not IRL. What do they call it? the internet address, whatever. Anyway, residents of Otago in New Zealand were left in awe as a bright, expanding light travelled across the night sky. The light was recorded across the sky at around 7 p.m. on Friday. Tahura Otago Museum Director and astronomer Dr. Ian Griffin caught the moment on his security camera, calling it amazing and unexpected, but also unnatural. I wish my bloody cameras had catch unusual things. All they catch is cats. The best thing that's ever caught is like a fox. We sometimes get a fox come round, but never anything in the sky. Dead annoying, or a ghost, or anything like that, or an alien. Well, thankfully, a burglar. Not caught one of them, thankfully. Anyway, he knew exactly what it was and was quick to shut down speculation about otherworldly visitors. Speak. This morning at the Remembrance, what are you talking about? There was some murmuring about reporting of a UFO. What remembrance? What are we talking about? It must have been at some sort of service, maybe went to a funeral or something. There was some murmuring about reporting of a UFO. It's definitely not a UFO, it's definitely a rocket, he said. Griffin said the rocket had launched from China at 6:30 p.m, around half an hour before it could be seen over Otago, and that it was headed higher into orbit. China's Long March 2D launched from the Xichang Satellite Launch Center in the afternoon Beijing time, carrying satellites into orbit. He explained to One News what could actually be seen in the footage. If you look closely at the video, you can see two littler stages trailing behind it. This is the launching gear. It's travelling into orbit to launch Chinese internet satellites. Griffin said the rocket followed a southwest flight path travelling right over New Zealand. You would have been able to see it as far as Northland, but it was especially bright over Otago as it was high enough that its fuel cloud was illuminated by the sun. Griffin clarified that the unusual shape, which some had described as a donut, was simply fuel that had escaped. Okie dokie. Is that it? There we go. So there you go. So it's not all UFOs. Let's say if you see something weird, likely it's something like that, or a satellite train, or whatever. But anyway. Right, so it's video time now. We'll not watch all of this because it's 20 minutes long, so I will just skip to the clips. So right, so off we go. This is from. Hang on, better share it, Anna. This is from Chaos Moogle. I think we've done his videos before. You're a jelly donut, Gordon Ramsay. Okie dokie. Oh, excuse me. Anyway, let's have a look at some UFO videos. Here we go. A turquoise blob. That could be anything, that, couldn't it? It could be a reflection on a glass pane. 'Cause it doesn't seem to be moving, does it? And it's... I don't know. Oh, it could be a rocket. Is it an Otago? No, it's in California, it says. Oh, no, that's a different one, isn't it? Where was that first one? Does it say... Oh, Washington. Washington, D.C. Oh, that's where that is. Definitely aliens, then. The next one, Bay Area, California. The next one. Warp of light in the sky. Or just going out of focus. I mean, it could just be out of focus, couldn't it? Which more than likely is. But who knows? Who knows? Slightly reminiscent of the New Zealand 1979 one, isn't it? Must admit. Does it have audio?
It really makes you wonder if these orbs are craft.
Yeah, whatever. And then it disappears. I don't know. It could be anything, couldn't it? You don't really know. It could be out of focus or what, I don't know. But anyway, there's Germany next. Looks like it could be massive, this. I don't know. Can't really make much out so far. I don't know, I'm thinking Starlink train. Myself. You know, with that. But it's not really showing as a close-up, is it? No, I'm just going to go to the next one in a minute. So, that could be anything. And I don't speak German. Bruder, ein Facknein, man, ja, guten Tag. So that's the German I know. Canada. It's Saturn. Oh, this is on my thumbnail, isn't it? That looks like a drone to me. Maybe you can get drones that are illuminated, but you know, it doesn't look like a UFO. Although technically it is, because we're not sure what it is. But I'm thinking it's something of earthly origin myself. But it's in an interesting shape, and they're giving some context with the landscape. But I wouldn't be looking. I don't know. But I wouldn't be. If I thought there were a UFO, hang on, am I? Yes, it's all there. If I thought there were an alien spaceship there, I wouldn't be filming the bloody sea. So I think he knows it's a drone. Is there any audio? No, music, obviously. Yeah. So I think that is of earthly origin, and I think the fella that filmed it knows it is. Hey. Can we skip it on a bit? How long is it going to go on for this one? Yeah, like I said, it films the sea for ages. Next. What is this? Is this the same one or is this a different one? I think it's the same one, isn't it? I think. No, this is that one. The one more Canada, wasn't it? This is California, but it's just a bright light. So who knows what that is? If it shoots off, then it's interesting. If it's just hovering there, don't know. That said, they're saying it's a diamond shape, but that's caused by the focusing mechanism. Oh, you can't see me, can you? I'm doing my fingers. Goes by the focusing mechanism in the camera. It makes a point of light look like a diamond. So that's not a true representation of the shape of the object. It's just a point of light. Anyway, so there we go. That looks like space debris. Probably not. I'll just keep playing. Probably not a meteorite because it's going on too long. So it's probably space. Probably Chinese. To be completely honest. Where is it? Is it Las Vegas? Oh, look, something flying off. Look, that's more interesting. An escape pod. That bit flying off are more interesting than anything else. But that could be, a coincidence. It could have been something else. Just illuminated by the sun. Because it's high up. Have a look again. Is that just like a corner of his house or something? I don't know. I don't think it's a pyramid, is it? But this thing that comes flying off... Oh, going off now. It's doing something else. Albania. Speeding orbs in Albania. Oh, there they are. Look. There they are. Dunno. Oh, a rainbow. And they were freaking out. She. Oh, some more there. Look. Do you think they're balloons? Or birds? There could be birds, couldn't there? They look to be flapping. I think there could be birds, those, to be completely honest. I bet if you had zoomed right in them, I bet they'd appear to be like undulating, like moving in and out, as though like from the wings flapping. But because they're just little, essentially points of light, I think they're birds. They're a flock of birds. And this hello, I went to get his parrot. What? Yeah, that's what I think. Flock of birds. But yes, interesting. Justin says, where the hell is it? What's this one? Bright red object. Oh, it's got a tickly nose. Gonna have an argument. Probably with Justin. I don't know, we're just seeing a reddy orange blob, aren't we? Not seeing much happening. We don't know. Thank you, Justin. He's gifted a membership. Who's going to get the membership? Does it tell us? Is it telling us here who's being gifted a membership? Mad About Hatter has received a gift, a free membership from Justin. So, congratulations, Mad About Hatter. Probably somebody that's never commented. Hey. Is this a different one, or is this the same one with a filter on? I don't know. But it has been, faffed with, hasn't it? So I don't know about that one. Oh, do you know we're going to go out? I think, was it last week? I think it was last Sunday, I think. I can't remember. I'm going to go out and try and catch some meteors with my camera. I'm going to get my camera out and catch some meteors for the Lyrid meteor shower. Went out. It's been clear all day. Lovely day. No cloud. Not a cloud in the sky all day. I went out. Just a blanket of cloud. Unbelievable. And it stayed there all night. So I didn't get out to see the meteor shower. A weird... I think that's... I don't know. Is it an atmospheric anomaly? Is it a hole in the clouds? I think it is, isn't it? With the inside of the hole illuminated by the sun, and it's closing up now. So yeah, I think that's a weird atmospheric effect. Or as a UFO punched a hole through the clouds, like in the Chicago airport. UFO incident. I said we weren't just going to watch this, but we are, aren't we? Link for this, if you want to watch it with the audio, is in the description. Can't really make that out. Till I go full screen, see if it makes it any better. Oh, excuse me, I'm burping. Not really, but anyway. I mean, it's just a blob, isn't it? It's just a blob. Spin it on a bit. See, you've lost it now. There it is. Don't know. I mean, that one's not very interesting, is it? And the lingering on it. Ooh, let's go back a bit. Say this was Chile. Ooh, I think that's a meteor. Or was that a I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. It looks like it's shot with night vision, but that colour night vision, doesn't it? That some cameras have. So is it just catching bright stars and meteors? I don't know. Or is it genuine UFOs? Who knows? Look, someone's shooting across the sky there at high speed. Faster than a satellite. But again, it's just a dot in the sky, isn't it? And Justin's been a member for 18 months. Blimey, O'Reilly. Hey, fast movers is on. Let's carry on. Oh, this is what we're on about. Like a slice of pizza. Looks like a slice of pizza in the sky, doesn't it? But it reminded me of Miley Cyrus. She described as a yellow snowplow, wasn't it? So is this the same thing that Miley Cyrus saw? Only this is in Indonesia. Who knows? Oh, crikey. Justin's gifted another 5 memberships. Blimey. Steady on, Justin. So who's got the memberships then? Let's have a look. Who's being gifted memberships? Hunting the Shadows, Marlena Blackwinter, Alt Jess Mather, LSVW90, and Brewski Bocco. Welcome as members. Thank you, Justin. That is incredibly kind of you. It really, really is. Looking at some lights in the sky again now. I said lights in the sky. It's the most common UFO form, I suppose you could say. Just try to get more eyes on the channel. Thank you. I hope it works. Oh dear. As I said, lights in the sky. Who knows? If those moving about in weird ways, it'd be more interesting. But they just seem to be linked. Could be there be flares, the way they go out like that. Anyway, not listening to you, mate. Again, lights in the sky in a triangular formation. So is it 3 objects or 1 object? So you got any more? Well, we've got another one here. This is a weird one. This is one that this lights up, like as though it's like made of light panels. It all goes do and all lights up. Are you ready? And it all comes. I think it's this one. There it is. Look. Do you reckon that's CG? Well, there you go. That's not real, is it? That's not real. Or is it? Is it too good to be true? The way that works. That's CG. It's got to be, hasn't it? It's got to be CG as that one. That's just... Oh, can we hear that? Let's put...
You see what I mean? Like the one in 2009? Yeah, like whatever. Lights, weird. But the 2016 one from Siberia with the portal with the... That's crazy! UAP Wixie also spotted a strange...
His voice is doing me head in. At least he's excited about it all. I think I've seen this one before, this one. The lightning and stuff and something zipping across the sky that they've slowed down. Any more? Is there any more? Is that it? Oh no, there's another one. Then that's a drone. Dunno, could be. Who knows? As I said, it's all very interesting stuff, but sometimes you think that's too good to be true, and moan about just lights in the sky, you can't make anything out, and then when you get stuff like that where there's a definite shape, or the one with the portal, you're like, well, that can't be real. But anyway, you can't win, can you? Can't win. But anyway, has he done now? Yes, I think he's done now. He's wrapping up. So there we go. So that's that. That's the UFO section or video section done. Just he says that looks like it could be a drone, but it could be something. It could be, yes. You never know. Like as it says, it mentions there, TR3B could be one of those. But TR3B seems to have been around a long time now. I bet they call something else. It used to be Aurora, didn't it? I think before it was TR3B. But anyway. But anyway, before we go, I've got a couple of, I don't know what we call cryptid stories. So we're going to look at a couple of cryptid stories. So we're moving away from UFOs for the last couple of stories. Doing a happy thumbs up that for some reason didn't display. Does it display in here? Oh yes, it does. Yes, it does. Oh, it's the members at what do you call them? Emojis. Anyway, right, here we go. There we go. From the Inverness Courier. Loch Ness monster sightings bring recent Nessie drought to an end, with incidents in early March now added to official Loch Ness monster sightings register by Philip Murray of the Inverness Courier. It's me. Am I Nessie? Right, so here we go. 2 Nessie sightings were reported within days of each other after months without a glimpse of the elusive beast. Oh, pardon me. Visiting US tourist Tony Inhorn reported the first in-person sighting of the Loch Ness Monster of 2026 on March the 1st, a large, dark greenish grey body that rose 2 feet out of the water near the opening for the Caledonian Canal. The lump, which Tony sketched down, measured around 5 to 10 feet across. Oh, there we go. That's the sketch. That's just a photo of Loch Ness, which I've never been to Loch Ness. I've been to Scotland, but I've been to Loch Ness. Where were we? In comments reposted on the official Loch Ness Monster Sightings register, he said at 10:30 a.m, just near the opening for the Caledonian Canal, I saw the dark greenish-grey body of what appeared to be Nessie emerge from the water. Just says, good old Ness, I believe that, and Mothman. About Bigfoot. I believe in Bigfoot. Because we've got a Bigfoot one coming up. Based on its movements and proportions, I estimate it was either the top of Nessie, her back, or the side, suggesting that she may have been emerging at a 45-degree angle. She came about 2 feet. What do you mean she? Could have been he. She came about 2 feet out of the water and her exposed portion was about 5 to 10 feet in length, suggesting it was just her very top. She was about 15 feet from the boat I was on. Nessie hovered for about 5 seconds, then dipped back into the water. Her body emerged against the chop of the surf, but appeared clearly defined against the waves, leading me to believe it wasn't just the current. It was the first sighting either in person or via webcam since late October. The second sighting of the year came via webcam, with Ian Fagan spotted a mysterious movement and shape on the Visit Inverness Loch Ness webcam near the Clansman. And here we go, so we'll play this. Don't think there's any audio. Don't look like it. You can't really see a lot, can you? Oh, there it is. Is something gonna appear? Is it that black blob there? There we go. Can't really make a lot out there, can you? It could be a wave, couldn't it? I don't know. But whatever. It's in the logs. It's in the logs. They've nearly done now. This sighting was made on March the 5th at around 5:20 p.m. and the unknown object broke the surface 4 times, rose and dipped while moving against the current. The official Loch Ness Monster Sightings Register explained that, as well as moving against the prevailing current in the area, there you go, the weather was cloudy with only a slight ripple on the surface, and no vessels had been visible before or after the sighting, potentially ruling out possible boat wakes. The sighting was about 200 yards out from the pier at the Clansman. Click here to read more Loch Ness Monster news. As I said, links in the description. Actually, I don't think I put these in yet, because I just added these at the last minute. It says, Bigfoot, I'm not sure. I lean towards yes. So there we go. Anyway, so there you go. Nessie's still knocking about. Bless her. That is one of my, me bucket list stuff, is to go see Loch Ness. I don't know if I ever will, because I won't be able to drag my son there, because he'd be bored. But anyway, I'd love to go to Loch Ness. Or Loch Morra. But my mum's been to Loch Lomond, and she brought back a Nessie fridge magnet from Loch Lomond. But anyway, right, where were we? Back to YouTube videos. Hang on. So it's full screen. This one says let's share the bugger. There it is. New Bigfoot footage from March 2026, and it's the clearest yet. So I don't think there's any audio. I'll just play the beginning bit with audio, see what it says. It looks like an orangutan, doesn't it? Like hanging off a tree branch.
A creature crawls out of the tree line on all fours, stops at the shoreline of a Washington state lake, and lifts its head, staring directly at a boatload of passengers. One phone camera, zoomed to maximum, captured what no one on that boat could see with the naked eye. The footage is the clearest anyone has ever recorded. The Birch Day Bigfoot film, April 28th, 2021. Approximately 9 p.m. Somewhere in the northern United States, a trail camera mounted to a tree clicks on. The forest is dark, the kind of dark that only exists miles from the nearest road, where there are no streetlights, no houses.
I just paused it. We're not going to listen to this. I will spin it on and see what it's captured. Here we go. Oh, I've seen that one before. Yes, I've seen that before, that one. Yeah. I don't know. I've seen that one before. You've got to remember it's middle at night and it'd be dark, so somebody in a Bigfoot suit just wandering about. There's good old Patty, which I still think is genuine. I genuinely think that is Patty. Another one there, look. And that's a fella in a ghillie suit. I saw one, the one popped up on, I think we're on Instagram, and I thought, shall I save this? And I didn't, because I thought, It didn't look real. They said, "Is this the clearest photo ever of a Bigfoot?" And I thought that no, it's not. It says, I've been seeing a lot of AI videos of cryptids. Yeah, I say AI is the bane in it of stuff like this these days. Anyway, let's have a look. We're going to see. Oh. Were there supposed to be something back there? I didn't see anything. That just looks like a rock to me, a big stone with all moss on it. Or is it? Is it going to move? No, it's just a photo, isn't it? So that could be anything. That could be anything. Hang on, I've missed a bit, I think. Oh, that's that again. I'm not going to go back to that other one at the beginning. They're just showing the same things over and over again. I imagine it's doing some talking as well. That could just be somebody walking through the woods. It says it's getting hard to see what is real. We're in very dangerous times. In terms of, hoaxery, if that's a word, fakery. Yep. They're saying the snow's deep there. Well, it could just be somebody walking through the snow, couldn't it? What's going on here? Oh, right. Somebody in the snow at night. Oh, did they find footprints? Is that what they're showing us? Yes, there's footprints there. Right, okay, whatever. Let's move on. Oh, that looks real, doesn't it? It's a golem. Looks like a golem, doesn't it? Oh, golem. Oh, dear. Yeah, let's spin it on. Spin it on. Find something about... Oh, that's AI. Yeah, that's AI, definitely, isn't it? I think that's what they're showing the robot for out there. So that that's AI, isn't it? I bet it is. I bet it is. I bet the clip were like 5 seconds long, because that's generally what AI clips are out there, or thereabouts. Footprints. Very good. Something like that would be hard to fake, wouldn't it? As I said, you'd have to have a really big stride. No, obviously not a bear, is it? That'd be a really big bear. Hey, well, next, move on. We want to see the footage. That's what we want to see. Never mind footprints. It's still interesting. Again, probably not real. I think I've seen this one before. It's like a Bigfoot with a baby Bigfoot. Who knows? Who knows? Is this where we're going to see what we saw at the beginning? I think it is, isn't it? Is it? Because that was from a boat, wasn't it? There we go. See the orangutan. Somebody saying it's a bear or a deer. Dunno. I mean, I thought it were hanging on with it. I thought that were like, its other arm, but it isn't, is it? I think that's just a tree trunk, isn't it? I think it's. I know who it is. I know who it is. It's
Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas. Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas.
that's who it is, isn't it? That. I think it's another animal. They mentioned a deer, didn't they? I think it's something misidentified. But it's interesting, though. I don't know. I'm on the fence over this one, but I won't say it's the clearest yet. But anyway, but it's interesting. It's interesting. I don't think it's a bear, is it? Oh, I don't know. It could be. Could be. I don't know. No, I don't think it's a bear. A weird bear, if it is one. Is that it? Are we getting a roundup now of what we've seen earlier? I think we are, aren't we? Yeah. Yeah. There we go. So there we go. Hang on. Pause that. Shut up. Not playing. So there we go. It could be something. Looks like a bear. It could be or some other animal leaning over the water, maybe wanting to get a drink or something. Or it could be a bear, maybe fishing or something. Would to bat a fish out of the water. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, so there we go. We're all done. We're all done. So I'll risk coming back on. There I am. There I am. Probably paused or frozen. Right. Hang on. I'm just sorting. Yes, I'm frozen again. Straight away. Straight away. Bloody frozen. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We'll have to do some tests, aren't we, with the StreamYards and see if it's my camera. See if it's my camera. Delete that, delete that, delete that. Don't delete them, because oh no, I have added them, so I can delete them all. Right, so we're all done and dusted. We're all done and dusted for another UFO news with a bit of cryptid thrown in at the end. A bit of that going on. Justin says, always fun, apart from bloody camera not working. I'm blaming StreamYards. I think it's StreamYards' fault. Anywho, we'll leave it there. Yeah, so on tomorrow night, I can't show you because bloody camera's not working, but properly. For Magnificent Mondays tomorrow night, we're back with Escape from the Planet of the Apes, which will be cool. Good film. Gets dark at the end. It's all light-hearted and gets really dark at the end. But Windgrace says, let's all head into the woods. Got some woods just next to... We call them woods. It's not really woods, just a few trees. And a cemetery on the other side. Which is spooky. What was I saying? Oh, right. Escape from the Planet of the Apes. Oh, pardon me. On Wednesday, I think I'll be doing my top 5 favourite films of whatever year we're up to. I think we're up to 2002, but I could be wrong. I can't remember. So, we're doing that on Wednesday, I think. And on Friday, for Friday Night Appointment with Fear, it's Graduation Day from 1981, I think. I think it's 1981. It's the 45th anniversary to the day of the release of Graduation Day, which I've never seen. I will see it beforehand, obviously, but I've never seen it until now. So that should be fun. And then the following Mondays, I think we've got the Monday after. I think next Monday after tomorrow is May the 4th. So in that one we're watching reviewing Attack of the Clones, and then we've got a couple more Planet of the Apes films, and then on May the 25th we've got Revenge of the Sith. So that's what's going on for the next few weeks in Magnificent Mondays. Right, so I'm going to get out of here now. So thanks, Justin, for your enormous generosity of the $3 super sticker and the 6 gifted memberships. I just hope those members take advantage of all the bounty that membership brings. But anyway, right, so we'll leave it there. We will leave it there. And thanks, Wingrace, as well. And Quest for popping in. Let me go and check on the Rumble page and see if anybody's there. No, nobody's said anything on the Rumble page. No comments either. Hey dear. And I don't think anybody watched on the other YouTube channel, my Mercury Rapids, but never mind. It's there anyway. I wonder if that's why I'm freezing up, because it can't be, can it? Because I'm streaming to 2 YouTube channels. Do you think that could be it? Could be. Could be. Anyway, right. Hang on. So that was Chewbacca footage then, more than likely, from the new secret Star Wars film. And Justice says, take care, everyone. No problem. Trying to help, and you are helping very, very much. And Wingrace is getting us ready for the next Chewbacca film. Chewbacca, a Star Wars story. God, they've already done that though, sort of, haven't they, with that Solo film? But anyway. Right, so I'm going. So thanks for watching, wherever you are. Keep watching the skies. And until next time, I'll see you. I can't do the thumbs up. But I ain't got a thumbs up to show you. Never mind. I'm going. See ya.